I'm science graduate and postgraduate in IT and HR. I've been working with various industries for many years now. It's been more than 20 years. I've worked with various industries across locations and different segment. Me and one of your team member, Mr. Meg, we worked together in Panasonic. He was at Daman and I was also at Daman looking after the HR operations there. So I worked with Anchor Panasonic for almost 7 years. I worked with a company called Enercon India Limited. They were into manufacturing of wind turbines. Almost 10 years. And then other various organizations from chemical engineering, plastic engineering, power distribution companies. By and large, my experience had been with manufacturing organizations, as small as 100 people to as big as 2,000 people in the organization. In various fields, I have worked so far. But then today, we are together to understand a bit about HR. You had a wonderful session yesterday with Archana Madam. So about the HR concepts, she spoke a lot yesterday, I believe. Many informations you already have now. Okay. But अभी आप में से कौन HR में जाने वाला है? I have no idea. But I would like to understand from you, like आप कौन हैं, कहाँ से हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं, and how and what you are thinking ahead, and how from YSI we all can be, of any help to you. If I know something about you, your name, it's visible there, Dheeraj, Meg, Anjan, Saurabh, Suman. But beyond that, I know nothing about all of you, except Meg that we work together, supply chain professional. Otherwise, I'm not aware about you people. If I know something, yes, Dheeraj.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Myself, Dheeraj. I'm an electrical engineer, 2008 batch pass out. And for last 15 years, I have working into different organizations, mostly into power transition, and for last 3 years into a renewable sector. So it's been a really...
Which company you are with?
I'm with Renew now.
Okay. Gurgaon?
Yeah. So I'm Gurgaon.
Mr. Balram Mehta is there?
Yeah, he is the CEO here.
Okay. So me and Balram work together in Enercon.
Yeah, most of the people from Enercon. I was about to say that
exactly.
So many of my colleagues from Enercon, even the people whom I work. So it's a small industry. So people are. Yeah.
No. Enercon was a very big industry once upon a time.
Correct.
And pioneer in the renewable.
Exactly.
So you name anybody, I think I would be knowing them.
Yeah, it's correct, sir.
Even this Narendra Somoshi is there.
Yeah, he is also here. Yeah, he is
correct. I was reporting to him in my early days.
Okay.
Yeah. You're based at Gurgaon?
Yeah, I'm based at Gurgaon only. Yes. So currently I'm looking after the supply chain operations and looking after the windmills across India. So we are having a self-O&M kind of a business. You will be aware also that we operate and maintain our own assets. So my role is to look for the purchase related to this, the service and the supply part. And before to this, I have worked with L&T, the Vedanta Group, the Power Grid. So it's almost a 15 years journey into a different field. I was into a project coordination role. I was into a project execution role also. As a bidding manager also I have worked. So it's been a good journey so far. And for this YSI, I'm looking just to upgrade. Now I have been into the working culture for last 15 years. The things are changing. The culture of the work is changing. So I need to upgrade myself. I thought this is the right platform to start with, get the insight of the things, how the things are changing. And as of now, it has been helpful. And going forward, definitely I look forward to. get more insights.
Okay, which area you are looking forward to?
Sir, I am looking for a general management only. So it's
Okay.
so I could get a basic feel of all the different streams, suppose HR, marketing, business, and all. Supply chain I'm already looking after. So this way it can help me.
Okay. Nice, Dheeraj, knowing with you.
Thank you, sir.
Convey my regards to all NRCon people with whom you are
Yeah,
interacting.
definitely,
Please
sir.
do.
I will.
Yeah, Dheeraj. Yes, Megh-san.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Myself, Megh Singh, and since last 11 years, I am working in Panasonic Life Solutions. And right now, I'm just pursuing the certification from YSI in sales and marketing. So, having the experience in supply chain, so I just thinking to divert and get a knowledge and enhance my skills in sales and marketing too. So, there is a different thought prospectus I have for this. New upcoming years. So that's why I decided to do certifications and get the basics knowledge and information so that I will enhance and grow myself in other sectors also. So right now I'm just pursuing sales and marketing certification from YSI.
Okay, all the best, Megh-san.
Thank you, sir.
मौसम कैसा हो रहा है शिमला में, कुल्लू में अभी?
Heavy rain chal raha hai, sir, or weather as compared to other cities, there is a difference from 7 to 8 degree Celsius. Because in Haridwar, there is a 41, 42 degrees Celsius. And just last week, I visited hometown. So there is 34, 35 degree. So always right now, it is a pleasant weather.
I also visited your hometown in the recent past.
Yeah.
I had been to Shimla last month. And
Okay.
the temperature difference is 20 degree. Here we have 47, 48. And there it was 22, 23.
Yes.
So it was heaven for being there for almost 7-8 days I was there. Okay. अंजन जी बात कर सकते हैं?
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. My name is Anjan Chaudhary, and I
दिल्ली
have
मेट्रो में
5
आप?
years. Yes, sir.
तो दिल्ली मेट्रो में तो कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, बात क्या
Yes, sir. Sure.
बोलिए बोलिए.
Yes, sir. My name is Anjan Chaudhary, and I have 5 years experience in Cognizant Technology of operations team, and I am pursuing MBA in IT and HR, and currently I'm in post semester. So I want to switch my career in HR also. Yes,
Okay.
sir. So I joined this course in YSI to enhance my skills in HR. And some of the things which I want to discuss to you later after the class. I guide me properly. How can I work in the HR field?
During the class also, it will be for the benefit of everyone.
Yes, sir, sure.
If it is of relevance, we can speak even during the class also.
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay, Anjan ji. Yes, Saurabh bhai.
Hi sir, hi everyone. Good evening.
Good
So
evening.
myself Saurabh Jaiswal. I'm working with Shriram Automobile India Limited. It's a Shriram Finance Group company as a brand and communication manager as well as digital marketing. I'm looking for. So completely, am I audible, fine, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking completely marketing here, and I'm pursuing executive PCDM from IMT Ghaziabad as well. And I had over 12 years of experience in advertising sector. So I worked in mostly in media agencies. And last year I joined Shriram.
Okay. Yeah, Suman.
Hi, sir. Good evening and good evening, everyone. So my name is Suman. Basically, I'm a professional with experience of close to 7 years, but I was on a sabbatical from last 1 year. Then I tried getting some job. I had a major experience in admin sector. study wise, I
Which
have
sector?
done admin sector, sir. I worked in educational institutions that were based in Australia. So I was working for the admin operations from India itself. So I had a 5-year experience in that. And another 2.5-year experience is from a sales and marketing sector. So I was involved in 7.5-year professional career. Then I took a break of 1 year. Then I tried getting some job opportunities based on my major experience in admin sector, but I couldn't get any. So then I enrolled for this course, and I'm also working part-time as an educator with an educator app that is running online. So I have enrolled in a digital marketing course of 6 months so that I can get a switch in my career and can create better opportunities, career opportunities for myself. So this is a reason I am joining education, this platform YSI right now.
Okay. So Anjan is prima facie thinking about HR, but otherwise you all have decided which area or stream you are interested for. Okay, that's great. I mean, at least we all must know where we need to go. That is important.
Right.
I am into HR and I was not in HR since beginning. Okay, my career when I started, as I was talking with Dheeraj, I started my career with Enarcon. That was my first company. I joined it in 2002. My entry was from IT itself. There was an SAP implementation going on. I had good IT skills, in those days, and that's how I came into industries. But then today, I'm leading L&D function in an organization of good repute. I have worked in HR for all these years with good organizations. When I say Anchor Panasonic, or when I say Enarcon, or when I say I work with Torrent Power, so very various organizations. I also worked as a freelance consultant for my own organization also, the Contra Enterprise. So HR is not a field which is very easy, that is for sure. अंजन जी भी अगर सुन रहे हैं तो ये डगर आसान
Yes.
नहीं है.
Yes, sir.
ये डगर आसान नहीं है. A general perception about HR is hiring people, making their salaries and firing them. That is what the perception is about HR. But yesterday, I think ma'am in her session explained about various operations and areas of HR, right? As a function, today it is very important in any organization, that is for sure. Okay, आप खुद किसी भी सेगमेंट में काम कर रहे हो, आप किसी इंडस्ट्रीज के किसी भी एरिया को लीड कर रहे हो, but HR has a significant role today in any medium or large scale organizations, that is for sure. And it is beyond hiring people. It is beyond hiring people. Today we see human resource as a management, but it is not that it has happened today. या आज से चालू हुआ ऐसा नहीं. Okay, there has been ages since when this HR is in function. अलग अलग तरह से इसको हैंडल किया, अलग अलग एराज में, अलग अलग टाइम पे. बट जहां लोग हैं वहां आपको कोई ना कोई ऐसा चाहिए जो लोगों को संभाल सके, उनका डेवलपमेंट हो, डिसिप्लिन हो, डेलीगेशन हो, कोई भी एरियाज हो, आपको कोई ना कोई ऐसा चाहिए जो आपके साथ काम करे, लोगों को हेल्प कर सके उनके खुद के डेवलपमेंट के लिए, और इन टर्म्स फॉर द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑल्सो. लिवरेजिंग एचआर, अगर आपके पास ये फंक्शन अवेलेबल नहीं है तो ऐसा नहीं कि आपका ऑर्गेनाइजेशन काम नहीं करेगा, लेकिन जिस एफिशिएंसी से करना चाहिए वो एफिशिएंसी शायद नहीं मिलेगा. स्टैग्नेंसी is a challenge in any organization. Redundancy is a challenge in any organization. Your own area of operations, आपके operations में भी कई सारे challenges हैं. And many times you look up to a function in your department, in your organization called human resource. ये मान के कि उनके पास एक जादू की छड़ी है, वो घुमाएंगे और चीजें सब स्मूथ हो जाएंगी। आपका इंक्रीमेंट नहीं हुआ, एचआर जिम्मेदार है। सैलरी कम बढ़ी, एचआर जिम्मेदार है। प्रमोशन नहीं हो रहा है, एचआर जिम्मेदार है। इनडिसिप्लिन है, एचआर जिम्मेदार है। कैंटीन में खाना अच्छा नहीं मिल रहा है, एचआर जिम्मेदार है। राइट? सो अगर आपके साथ कुछ अच्छा नहीं हो रहा है तो उसके लिए जिम्मेदार एचआर है, दैट इज फॉर श्योर. That is how it is being perceived across the organizations. And to a great extent, this is the only function which is a thankless job. Like someone has worked in administration, if you would agree, आप कितना भी अच्छा कर ले, end of the day कोई ना कोई तो आपको बोलेगा कि ये चीज गड़बड़ थी.
Yes, sir. It is a blend of HR, management, operations, everything. So, but it is a thankless kind of thing. Nobody thanks
It's
for
a
the
thankless
same.
job.
Complaining
It
is
is
always there.
correct. But at the other end, if you see the other side of this entire coin or scene, this is the only job that can bring satisfaction. You cannot please 100% of the people for sure, but you can definitely bring changes in many people's life. So that is the satisfaction that you get out of this entire profile. Okay. So why HR as a career? If anybody is looking for HR as a career or getting into this stream of late, generally ये क्या है, ये सब mid career crisis है. हम आज सब कनेक्ट क्यों हो रहे हैं आपस में? क्योंकि हम जहां भी काम कर रहे हैं, हम जिस फंक्शन में काम कर रहे हैं, हमको ऐसा लगता है कि शायद हम वहां कंफर्टेबल नहीं है, शायद हमको ये नहीं करना था लेकिन हम कर रहे हैं ना. काफी मोनोटोनी है. आप इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर हैं, आपके रूटीन में काफी मोनोटोनी है. आप सप्लाई चेन में, आपके रूटीन में काफी मोनोटोनी है. एचआर एक ऐसा फंक्शन है जहां पे बहुत सारा डाइवर्सिटी है, वेरिएशन ऑफ एक्टिविटीज. किसी को लाने से लेके उसको जाने तक, उसकी जिंदगी में जो जो भी परिवर्तन संभव है वो सब आपके पास मुमकिन है. सो इट इज ए वेरी डाइवर्स एरिया. द जॉब डाइवर्सिटी इन एचआर फंक्शन इज वेरी हाई. From hire to fire, every area you need specialization, you need expertise, and it is interchanging. I'm sure Madam was talking yesterday about areas or scope of human resource management. There are various profiles in HR. So the diversity in this entire profile is very large. तो खाली मशीन मेंटेनेंस करने से अपना कैरियर चल रहा है, चलता रहेगा, बट देन उससे अगर स्विच करना है तो मुश्किल है. Being in a particular function or role for a very long time, then switching from that to other function is very difficult. Whereas in HR, there are various roles. Today, HR as a function is on the discussion table. अभी वो खाली एक ऐसा पर्सनल मैनेजमेंट जैसा नहीं है कि खाली लोगों को सैलरी करना है. That is the limited area of HR. It is no more there. And to all of us surprise, that function is almost outsourced now. आपका जो पेरोल मैनेजमेंट जिसको बोलते हैं, एचआर का एक एरिया जहां आपका सैलरी प्रोसेसिंग है, your attendance management. This was a very critical operation once upon a time. For this, you need a dedicated staff and dedicated resources. Now, with the advent of technology, the entire operation is outsourced. So, being in HR, you can either be a consultant, a service provider, or an employee, doing same job on your own also, or being an employee of the organization also. So, entrepreneurship and employability both are there with HR as a career. Second, as I said, job satisfaction. if you bring some change in someone's life or career, if you simply listen to them, it gives all satisfaction to individual. आपके पास complaints बहुत है, सुनने वाला कौन है? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You have a lot of issues, but then who will listen? So that listening is with HR. They may not provide solution for everything, but yes, they'll definitely listen to your problems. And then the change that you make in individual's life by way of developing, by way of career progression, by way of guidance and counseling is one segment. At the same time, there are certain expectations from the organizations. Okay. Now, as I said, payroll was a function earlier. Today, organizations see HR as a business partner. A new role is, in the environment, HRBP, Human Resource Business Partner. So it's no more a function which will simply execute things. But now organizations expect HR to deliver for the business. Managing people is important. At the same time, guiding the frontline manager how to manage their own team is equally important. आप शॉप फ्लोर पे काम करते हैं तो आप सीधा वर्कर के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में हैं, आप डायरेक्ट वर्कमैन के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में हैं, उसका अच्छा बुरा उसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी भी यू एज ए फ्रंटलाइन मैनेजर है. उन फ्रंटलाइन मैनेजर को डेवलप करना इट इज a task for HR. This gives dual benefit. For the organization, there is a resource who is directly connected with its own people. For the people, there are ears to listen to their issues and communicate it to human resource or the organization. In turns, one segment is getting developed and second segment is getting an ear to listen. This is one area. आप किसी को भी पूछो कि भाई एचआर में आप क्यों जाना चाहते हो? That is a general question that we ask during the interviews. That why HR? And very routine and common answer will be, I love working with people. मुझे लोगों के साथ काम करना पसंद है. I can have a good rapport with people. मेरा public speaking अच्छा है. But believe me, working with people is not an easy task. So just because you love people, if you're coming into HR, then it's a risk for your own career. Only a degree in HR will not help you to be an HR professional. But in true sense, this is the only function that in fact works with people. Because you directly get connected with people and their family members. Any good or bad, you are the first person whom they will connect. And another reason is opportunities to progress. There are various areas in HR. And all these areas requires a specialization. So you can be master of all. You can be an expert of a specific area, and you can design your own career accordingly. Okay. For hiring people, you have talent acquisition. For developing people, you have training and development. For helping organization overcome the challenges, you have organization behavior, OD or OB. For discipline, you have compliances. For harmony in the organization, you have employee relation. All these areas require specialization. And by learning each and every area, you can step up to a position of CHRO, Chief Human Resource Officer, from trainee to head of the department, or an expert or master of each and every area within themselves. HR operation is a specialization area, payroll management specialization area, hiring is a specialization area, developing people, talent management specialization area, industrial relations specialization area. Each and every area within the HR itself is an area of specialization. And a generalistic profile, after 5 years, 7 years, 10 years of working in various areas of HR, you yourself become a complete package who know the operations of every area, thus can help management in meeting its own challenges. So those who are still thinking whether to take HR or not, these are some of the areas or some of the thought-provoking points to take a call whether to have HR as a specialization or not. तो अंजन जी, कोई सवाल था आपका?
नहीं सर, अभी तो फिलहाल कोई सवाल नहीं है सर. नहीं सर.
Okay. Those who are already working, there is a question for
Sir,
them.
but
That
HR also works strategically also. That is not a hire and fire rule. Many people think HR can hire and fire, but HR also work as an organizational development practitioner.
yes, that is what I'm saying. That now the entire idea of HR is changing.
Yes, sir.
There is a paradigm shift. As a HR as a function, it has evolved. It has evolved over a period of time. It is not something which we see today is what it was, earlier.
Yes, sir.
So hundreds of years ago, in Babylonia, there was a concept of code of Hammurabi. Okay, now this is ages ago, not today. But years ago, there was a concept where it was a written code of conduct for the society. 280, 282 rules were inscribed, to decide. Though it was on the punishment area, it was on the punishment side, that if there is something wrong, what is to be done? But this code was there. Around 100, 200 years ago, there were some practices to keep the society, in its proper shape and functioning. In the organization today, we have the code of conduct. आपको क्या नहीं करना है और क्या करना है, ये बताया जाता है. You all are working, you all have worked in various organizations. The very first thing when you go to your job, whenever you have joined, whenever you had joined, whenever you change, the very first process is induction. है ना? सबसे पहले आपको induct करते हैं. And in the induction, largely they will cover आपको किन किन चीजों का ध्यान रखना है. Okay. And this entire education and knowledge is given by the HR department of that particular organization. The reason being, today, HR is being considered as the custodian of the people. So this code of conduct was there 200 years ago also. This code of conduct is today also. However, content have changed. The content of this code of conduct have changed. Today, it is more on the ethics and moral, less on the punishment. If you see this Hammurabi here, it was largely on the punishment, that if you are doing any misconduct, these are the punishments can be imposed upon you. Being in, to remain civilized in the society. आज आप किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जाएंगे, आप जहां भी काम कर रहे हैं, वहां के आप कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट की बुक उठा के देखिए, पॉलिसी अगर है तो वो पढ़िए. Majority of the emphasis is on the ethics and moral, less on the punishment. Because this is an area where we have a deficit today. And this is the area where HR can make a difference also. Many organizations I have come across, they run special programs for their employees on these organizational values and conduct. Because that alignment is very important and necessary. So as Anjan said, that HR is strategic. HR is dual. HR is operational, HR is tactical, and HR is strategic. Strategy, when you are doing something new, something different. Strategical का जरूरत कब है HR को? In the world over, if you see, lot of mergers and acquisitions are taking place. And what is the importance of HR today? बहुत सारे merger acquisition होंगे. Because of globalization, lot of multinational companies came in India. Today, if you see world over, our economy is still in better shape. We are not, struggling for employment. बहुत अच्छा जॉब शायद मुझे ना मिले, हो सकता है, बट एम्प्लॉयमेंट नहीं मिलेगा ऐसी प्रोबेबिलिटी बहुत कम है. Okay, we as an individual have our own choices, therefore we reject many offers. We choose not to go, not to join, not to work. But whenever there is a merger and acquisition, the most strategic role is of HR. एक्विजिशन के बाद सबसे पहला चैलेंज क्या है? What is the major challenge? Meg can help us understand, because he and me have seen that phase. Meg, are you around?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can help us understand when we talk about HR as a strategy in merger and acquisition. I'm asking Meg because we worked at a company called Anchor Panasonic. Anchor was an organization around 55 years young, and Panasonic, a global leader in electronics and home appliances. They took over this electrical operations of Anchor. Now, what is the major challenge in this particular scenario? What could have been the major challenge in this particular scenario?
Sir, can I plot some example on this, sir, of my teacher?
Please.
Yes, sir. One of my teacher taught me a subject of SHRM. So he told me about his experience that he was working in a public sector unit of electrical company in government. challenge is that he had to because many of the peoples are denied that we are not merged with this company, we are not. So main thing is that psychology in this.
Correct.
How we can, because many people are refusing the offer letters that we are not merged with this company. So we have to maintain the decorum of that people and मतलब उनको मनाएंगे मतलब कि भाई आप इसमें काम करो, आपको आगे और अच्छे बेनिफिट्स मिलेंगे जिस चीज के रिगार्डिंग। ऐसा नहीं है कि ये कंपनी आपको अब हम मर्जर हो चुके हैं तो क्या पता इससे और अच्छी फैसिलिटीज आपको दिया जाए। डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कल्चर के लोग थे, जैसे हम साउथ इंडिया किस तरीके से वर्क कर रहे हैं एज एन HR। जो मेरा अपना एक्सपीरियंस, जो मेरा नॉलेज जो मेरे को उन्होंने शेयर करा, वही चीज सर मैं शेयर कर रहा हूँ आपसे सर।
करेक्ट। नाउ इस केस में strategical role could have been different. The strategical role could be, before getting into this acquisition and merger, before this change of ownership, there has to be an environment within the organization. You know, keeping people in confidence. That could have been strategic way. होने के बाद इस crisis management which is tactical, कि आप कैसे इसको संभालेंगे. So situation was similar when we were working with, as I said, Anchor Panasonic. Anchor was a family-run organization, though very, very strong presence in Indian market. But whenever such changes happen, it brings a lot of challenges with it. Okay. The major challenges are technology, adaptability, process transfer, knowledge transfer, alignment with the organizational objectives and values. So all these are the challenges which any organization will face as and when such scenario will occur. और दोनों तरफ से होगा. As an employee, I'll be reluctant to accept that change. मैं एक रूटीन में काम कर रहा हूं पिछले 20, 30, 25 साल से, and suddenly you tell me that no, this is not the way. आपको 8 बजे आना है, यहाँ आपको आपका हाजिरी मार्क करना है और 4 बजे चले जाना है. ये आपका रेम्युनरेशन है, ये आपके काम के घंटे हैं. इसके बियॉन्ड अगर आप काम करेंगे तो आपको पूछना पड़ेगा. जरूर से ज्यादा काम होगा तो आपको बताना पड़ेगा. Now, when suddenly all these things starts happening, as an employee, I feel, confined. So this is a challenge for HR. How to make this transition simple or smooth. Eventually होगा, 15 साल 20 साल में अपने आप चीजें होने लगेंगी. और जो इनिशियल फेज का टर्बुलेंस है, इनिशियल फेज में जो टर्बुलेंस है, उसको सेटल करने के लिए आपको स्ट्रेटेजिकल माइंडसेट चाहिए. So this is utmost required today, because if you see all the organizations, small or big, either going for acquisition or expansion. आप जहां भी काम कर रहे हैं, whether it is NU Power or your organizations, wherever you are, Cognizant or something, all these organizations are either expanding, okay, or acquiring, or are being merged. So HR is no more an operational activity now. When we say code of conduct, when we say value system, in all these cases, the major expectations from HR is that people of the organization must align with the organizational values. उस कंपनी का existence क्यों है? Whether I am here to make a profit, whether I am here to make a service, whether I am here to give, back to society. whether I'm here to exploit, expand, whatever is the purpose of the organization, all the employees must get aligned with that purpose. That is a major challenge which HR or any organization faces. And therefore, the strategic management is the key area for human resource management. All these activities or responsibilities are entrusted upon HR. आप किसी भी बड़े ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अगर आप देखेंगे, the major role will be of this kind. Discipline is operational. Salary management is operational. लेकिन diversity, demographics, Meg has worked at 2 different locations for the same organization. Okay. He was at Daman, now he is at Haridwar. Okay. The organization is same, product line is same, business volume is same. Okay, I think number of people would be more or less same in the unit where he is present and where he was earlier. Still, the challenges at both the places are different. And these challenges are more or less human challenges and not the operational or business challenges. And to counter that, what you need is a different approach and a common sense. Okay. The labor laws, the act, they are across the nation same. तो जो कायदा दमन में लागू पड़ता है वही कायदा उनको हिमाचल में या उत्तराखंड में भी लागू पड़ता है, with few plus and minus. Okay. लेकिन जो लोग हमारे यहाँ काम करते हैं, जो लोग वहां काम करते हैं, उन दोनों के काम करने में थॉट प्रोसेस में बहुत फर्क है, क्योंकि वहां के डेमोग्राफी अलग, वहां के चैलेंजेस अलग, दोनों जगह के रिक्वायरमेंट्स अलग अलग. So as an HR, it becomes more challenging to give customized solution for different locations, ensuring that your basic philosophy does not get affected. Okay. So as a role, there has to be one strategy, but different tactics at different locations. उसको execute करने के लिए system, process, artificial intelligence, everything will be available. टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज करेंगे आप, सॉफ्टवेयर का यूज करेंगे आप, MIS का यूज करेंगे, but eventually there has to be one strategy to manage both these locations operations, because the type of people will be different. Okay. So HR is a role. The skill set is totally different. Areas are very wide. Lot of operations and lot of options. Working in diverse culture and making everyone, come together. That is a challenge for HR. HR as a management, as we are speaking now, various functions of human resource. So one is strategic, at the organizational level, or we call it as an HR business partnering, where it is more or, it's more like, how do we ensure smooth operations in the plant? That is what strategic is. Training is another function where you see how you can develop your own people as per business requirement, hiring in people, how you are generating or helping organization to generate revenue. So far, HR was considered as a cost center. Those who are working in the organizations, they understand this term. Okay, profit center and cost center. HR मतलब खर्चा ही है. Okay. And other department like production, manufacturing, they all are profit centers because they generate revenue.
Sales, marketing.
Sales and marketing, exactly. They're all profit centers because they generate revenue. It is direct impact on the organization. You crack a deal, you sign an MOU, you sell a product, there is a revenue incoming. Okay. Whereas when you train people, there is no direct ROI. Return on investment, direct kuch bhi nahi hai. But then, if you stop training people, the growth will be stagnant. You all are joining a course because you feel that there is a need of learning. It is for your own development. Therefore, you are investing your own time, your own money, your own efforts, and trying to learn. The same thing is expected from HR also in the organization. आप आज ये सर्टिफिकेशन ले लेंगे तो कल आपको कोई नया अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल जाएगा ऐसा नहीं है. Yes, Suman.
Sir, I have a question. Like in sales and marketing, there is a training of individual. Whenever a new person is hired, a fresher training program is run by the trainers. So that trainers come under HRBP then?
No. When we say HRBP's role is to manage the entire organizational functions. Okay, HR business partner. So as an HRBP, he has all the roles to play. He'll see that how my recruitment is going on, whether I'm getting right people at the right time. He'll also see whether whatever resources I'm having are well equipped by way of knowledge and other resources. He'll also look into
recruitment, promotion and retention. So sir, these people who train like at a certain level, they train a large number of team. So what department they come under? The specific sales department only, where they are working as a trainer, like they are not conducting any frontline operations like sales or anything. So under which that domain they come?
They will be under the training and development domain of any organization.
But not under HR?
No, it would be reporting to HR. It would be reporting to HR.
But the department will be the same, like under sales or marketing only.
It depends how the organization has spread, but by and large, so far whatever I have come across is there is a central learning and development functionality. Sales trainings are specific trainings. Sales में दो तरह का मॉड्यूल पे काम करते होंगे. One is product training. Second is sales and marketing training. Okay, so there is a segment which talks about the product. It can be any area of operation, whether it is manufacturing or service. There will be sales trainers. They can be under the sales and marketing vertical, or they can be under the HR. Okay, it all depends on how the organization has kept them. By and large, all the training functions are centralized under the HR, and they monitor and organize this, because sales and marketing is a function. Their core job is not to train people, but to bring business.
Right, but they are trained first.
But they are trained. They are trained for the product.
Right.
Today, for example, say I'm teaching. Okay, I'm delivering a session today on YSI. Tomorrow, if I change this platform and I go to some other organization, what I'll need is the product that they are promoting.
Right.
So I would be trained on that product, not on how to teach.
Right.
Because that I already know.
Right. But for the freshers, sir, if the recruitment of freshers is done and they have to be taught from a scratch, so same thing will be applicable in that. So like will be under sales and marketing people only. The seniors will be
Yeah.
training the juniors. A certain group is formed. The manager, TL, or anyone will be training. Because
Absolutely.
this question arises from a basic fact. When I was in working with APCO or Lifestyle International, over there we were sent to another state to learn from the trainers that were no longer performing sales. They were just doing training and like development of the new recruits only. So I was in that misconception that if that is under HR only, like if they are a part of HR who after recruitment put us in this definite domain so that we can get trained before we get on the field to perform our sales.
Correct. Now, the scenarios can be different. By and large, it will be under HR.
Right.
Any training activity will be under HR, governed by HR, learning and
Right.
development. Now, who will train depends on the topic. If it is specific subject area expert, yeah, subject matter expert, we call SME. If it is a product training, someone who has developed a product is the best person to teach. When I am hiring a fresh incumbent, कॉलेज कैंपस से ही उठा लिया हमने, फ्रेश इंजीनियर है, इलेक्ट्रिकल, मैकेनिकल और whatever is your requirement, I hire fresh. Now, any fresh engineer from any college, any graduate or postgraduate from any college know nothing about your organization, nor he knows anything about your product. So for him, you need to teach everything.
Right.
तो प्रोडक्ट के लिए कोई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग वाला सिखाएगा और बाकी चीजों के लिए एचआर का कोई ट्रेन होगा.
राइट.
ओके. लेकिन 5 साल 10 साल काम कर लिया आपने इंडस्ट्री में, you move from one industry to another industry, there you are not to be taught on how to work.
Taught
there you are
about
only
the product only.
to be taught about the product.
Product training will be
because
good.
you already know how to make sales.
So that time,
But
sir, the one who is teaching me, giving me a product training, that is a person who is coming from HRBP or then from the specific
he
domain.
Will be from the he will be from the manufacturing domain.
All right, got it, sir.
Okay. ऐसा हो सकता है कि वो बाद में 15 साल 20 साल 25 साल काम किया इंडस्ट्री मतलब मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेटअप में.
जी.
So he have given enough years in the manufacturing. Right. He has enough potential. He has enough knowledge. And then he was interested to impart that knowledge. या ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को ऐसा लगता है कि इनके पास में जो knowledge है, as a manufacturing head, he has done a lot of things.
Right.
So let us use his expertise to train new people. So whether being in the manufacturing department or to be transferred to HR and then he can be a trainer.
Right. Got it.
Okay. But training as a function is the key responsibility for HR.
Right.
Okay. किसको लेना है, किसको एज ट्रेनर चूज करना है, वो भी एक मैंडेट उनके पास में है. So all functional trainings, technical trainings are by subject matter expert. Those who have developed that product, those who have developed the system, those who have developed that machinery, they are the best people to educate on.
Got it.
Okay. And if the organization is ready to spend on the technology, with the help of this expertise, they will develop modules in-house. है ना, बहुत सारे कोर्सेज आप ऑनलाइन देखते होंगे, 1 घंटे का 2 घंटे का. There are various platforms available where you go and you see, you will find small capsules.
Right.
So they are developed by such experts only. And then organization will use those modules to train other people.
Right.
But training as a function is with HR. And HR BP, he has to ensure that whatever resources we have in the organizations are well aware and informed. They possess those skill sets which are required for the organization. नहीं आता है तो काम अटकेगा, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. तो सिखाने की जिम्मेदारी एचआर.
Got it.
सीखने की जिम्मेदारी अगेन इट इज फॉर द इंडिविजुअल. आप एक घोड़े को तालाब तक लेके जा सकते हैं, पानी पीना नहीं पीना उसकी मर्जी है.
Yes.
तो तालाब तक लेके जाना ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी है एज एन एचआर. Then again it all depends on that individual whether to learn or not to learn.
Right. Got it.
Okay. We have few more members joining in. Pooja Vaidehi. Hi Pooja, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
क्यों इतना देरी से?
सर एक्चुअली स्टार्टिंग से ही कनेक्ट कर लिया था बट नेटवर्क इशू बहुत हो रहा था.
ओके ओके. सो आप कहाँ से हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं?
सर मैं अभी स्टूडेंट हूँ और मैं वाराणसी से हूँ. बीएससी लास्ट
क्या
ईयर.
पढ़ रहे हैं?
बीएससी मैथ्स.
ओके. और क्या आगे यूपीएससी?
नो सर, एमबीए.
एमबीए.
यस सर.
MBA in which area? What are you
Sir,
aspiring for?
sir, actually, I'm still thinking. I think finance, sir. I
Okay,
don't
you
know
have
much about that. So,
okay. You're doing BSc, you said, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. So BSc और MBA finance इसमें ऐसा कुछ तालमेल
No,
बैठता नहीं है?
sir. Yes, sir. I know it's different background, but sir, I'm thinking what to take.
Okay. So these discussions will help you to decide
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
which path you need to.
Yes, sir.
But one advice to everyone, whether they are already working or studying, that decide before you start your journey. नहीं तो मिड करियर में बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेशंस है. 15 साल 18 साल 20 साल काम करने के बाद मैं कहाँ आ गया, अब यहाँ से कहाँ जाऊं, है ना, वो बड़ा चैलेंज है. So it is always advisable to invest some time in the beginning of the career when you decide what to do or where to go, rather than struggling midway. Because then midway you have to, everybody will advise you and you yourself are not very sure कि कहाँ जाना है. Okay. So Pooja, we are just discussing about HR as a function. Some discussions were going on. So you can also participate if you have any question, any confusion, we can always have a discussion on that as well.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Kiran Amin Vaidehi.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
First of all, I'm really sorry for joining in so late. I had a minor emergency at my family and I had to attend that. So as soon as I got as soon as I was free, I joined the session.
Okay. Where are you from? What are you doing?
So I am from Mumbai and I am currently working I'm from hospitality industry and I'm currently working as a reservation manager as well as I'm taking care of, I'll just switch on my camera. Hi, yeah, so I'm visible. So I am currently taking care of reservations in my organization as well as training needs. There is no training manager as such any position at my organization, but then again at the same time I'm looking after the training needs if any department needs any training. So that is what, and now I have landed into a position. So I had just recently given an interview, so I was able to achieve a position of a training manager with the Marriott Group of Hotels. So I'll be joining from July.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
And all the best.
Thank you so much. So my prime focus is to become a training manager in future to build my career into training. And that is the reason I have taken up this HR management course with Young Skilled India.
मुश्किल एरिया है.
मुश्किल है, but ठीक है. I'm more so apart from my own interest, there were a lot of people who pushed me for this, that because of your you should not waste your talent. You should show your talent would be mostly used in this field. So that is why even then I thought I gave it a chance, and that's the reason I want to excel. I want to grow more knowledge about this industry and then get into it.
Great. It's good to be clear and all the best.
Thank you.
We'll see what best we can help, and all the learning possible.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Kiran.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Hi. Kiran, where are you? What are you doing?
Sir, I am from Mumbai. Actually, I'm a basketball coach. I'm teaching
Basketball coach.
Yeah, I'm a basketball coach. So it's been like
Wow.
12 years in this field.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry for today and tomorrow because I was in Pune. So I just came home at 6:30 and I logged in because I had a tournament there. And right now I'm into real estate sales also. So that's why I'm doing this course.
Okay, so you are interested for sales and marketing, that is?
Yeah, sales and marketing.
Okay. But you are already in a good profession, coaching basketball.
Yeah, right. But I guess after lockdown, everyone just realized you need something else also. So during lockdown, school was off and club was off. So I started real estate. So I thought let's make it a good profession also now.
Okay. People have more money to invest in real estate, so you have better scope. Is that so?
Yeah, people are investing. People and those who have money, they keep investing every year. They keep investing every year. There's a lot of demand of rent in Mumbai. So people are ready to pay 70, 80,000 lakh rupees for rent.
Yeah, I know. Good. So whatever may be the reason, all the very best.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Right. So we were talking about HR as a strategy. So in any organization, any field, any area of operations you are, there has to be someone to drive that entire thing. Okay. And to ensure that operations are smooth. There are least disturbances. Those who are on the shop floor, those who are in the production, those who are in the supply chain, those who are in finance and accounting, those who are in the sales and marketing, they all have a specific role to play, and that is direct revenue generation. And to ensure that everybody is able to perform their functions effectively and smoothly, there is only one thread. ये सारे मोती को पिरोने के लिए जो धागा है, that thread is HR. Everybody will have challenges. Sales and marketing वाला बोलेगा मेरे को अच्छे बंदे नहीं मिल रहे. प्रोडक्शन वाला बोलेगा मेरे को अच्छे ऑपरेटर्स नहीं मिल रहे. फाइनेंस वाला बोलेगा मेरे पास ऐसा आदमी नहीं जिसको जीएसटी आता हो. You know, with changes, with such a rapid change in all areas of business operations. Because of technology, whatever you are doing today is redundant tomorrow. आप एक मशीन लाते हैं आज, 6 महीने बाद आपको मालूम पड़ता है कि उससे बेहतर मॉडल अवेलेबल है. The entire technology have changed. In that case, you have no other option but to either train people on the new technology or get people who already know the technology. So that is the challenge for HR. And that is how HR helps in the business. When we say HR business partner, as we were discussing with Suman also. So that is the challenge. And that is where the HR fits in. As Vaidai said, she is into hospitality. Okay, everybody is not a graduate in hospitality administration or hospitality management. People from, a different background will come to hotel industries. But the expectations of the customers, expectations of the guests are very high. And to keep the sync means you to train the people whom you have hired to meet the expectation of your guest. That is where the HR fits in.
Right.
खाना कैसे बनाना है वो शेफ को आता है, वो शायद एक्सपर्ट है उसमें, लेकिन उस खाने को गेस्ट तक कैसे पहुंचाना है, that is something which you need to train people about. If there is a feedback, खाना अच्छा बना या नहीं बना है, if there is a feedback and you want to give it to chef, तो मुझे सब आता है एटीट्यूड वाला अगर शेफ होगा to give a feedback to him is a challenge, and that is the role of an HR. So when we say HR is a business partner, these are the areas where HR helps in the organization. Giving all these techniques and tactics. As I said, that HR is a strategical role when it comes to merger, acquisitions, transfer, change management, change agent. HR is tactical when it comes to giving feedback, taking feedback, performance appraisal, performance management. HR is an operational role when it comes to managing the salary, hiring people, the daily routine. HR has to have a ruthless approach when it comes to, indiscipline. When it comes to taking strict actions, it is always HR, and you need to be ruthless in such cases. You're not there to please everyone, that is for sure. और आप कुछ भी नहीं रख सकते सबको. So from strategy to operation, there are all areas where HR has a role to play, and that is why this is the most diversified area for working. There is no linear growth in this function. There is always jigs and jag. You join in one function, there will be the need of the organization. You have to learn that function, quickly get into that function. There are multi-location organizations. Today, you are in Marriott at Mumbai. Tomorrow, Marriott comes up with the property out of Mumbai, in the suburb, out of Maharashtra. And then you are asked to go and train people there. Or you are asked to go and look after the property in totality. So you as an HR professional need to learn that. Same thing, you at a property where you are working, someone comes from different background. Tomorrow, Dheeraj decides that, okay, bahut ho gaya, pankha, Hawaii, a lot of windmills. It's been 15 years, I'm tired, and let me try something else. Okay, he joins a course of hospitality management. He is good in the interview, gets selected. And then tomorrow he is in front of Vaidehi to look after the property manager. Now, Dheeraj has never worked in any hotel, any hospitality industry. He has the knowledge. The development of the skill becomes the responsibility of Vaidehi as a training head. So, indirectly, it is HR who is responsible to bring in those skill sets in the people who are there in the organization. आप रोज बदल नहीं सकते ना. You cannot hire, you cannot fire. So the only method is to train and educate people. So that is how HR as a function operates, and that is what the requirement is, expectations from HR. Those who have decided that they'll be working in HR, they have their own reasons why they want to be in the HR. Those who are not in the HR and wish to get into this stream, there are reasons why you want to, why you can be a part of HR team. HR, finance, supply chain, ये ऐसे functions हैं जो industry specific नहीं है. Okay, now today, if Dheeraj has to come out from renewable and get into any manufacturing industry, it becomes a challenge for him. Because for this 15 years, he has worked in a one type of industry. Okay, whereas HR, whether he's working with a wind sector, whether he or she is in hospitality industry, whether he or she is in travel industry, whether it is a service sector, whether it is a chemical, mechanical, any type of industry, the switch is possible. Barring couple of industry type where they prefer that people from that industry should be there, like pharma and all, but otherwise the transition is possible. So you have more opportunities as an HR professional across the industry type, across the segment. You can work anywhere. Variety of work is growing industry. It's growing. It's a growing area. क्यों ऐसा है? Why it can be a growing area?
The role of HR is changing day by day. It's getting more
Okay.
involved into ethics, values, emotional intelligence, and all. And with the people at the center of any organization, this is a very critical role. Whatever the AI comes or anything comes, is what is my personal thinking, and this is there to stay forever.
जहां भी लोग हैं और भावना है, वहां आपको HR की जरूरत है. So you need someone, and it is growing because the challenges are different now. We all have faced 2020, the year 2020. We all have faced. As Kiran was saying that because of COVID, he thought that he need to change his area of operations.
Yeah, right, sir.
Because as the schools were not working, who will come and learn basketball? So a threat on the survival. Okay. And if you see during this COVID phase, everybody was a trainer. You take Instagram, you take Zoom, you take MS Team, you go to YouTube, you go to Facebook, you go to LinkedIn. Everybody was teaching. Everybody was training. The pro of this entire episode of COVID is that we are able to connect remotely. I am sitting in Gujarat, speaking with someone who is in Himachal, who is in Uttarakhand, who is in UP, who is in Mumbai, because of this COVID. That is the pros. The con was that we were not having those skill sets that could help us survive during tough time. And HR made a very pivotal role during this entire COVID scenario. May it be reinstatation of the organization, कोविड प्रोटोकॉल का डिसिप्लिन, उसको इंश्योर करना कि चीजें उसी तरह से हो रही हैं, लोग बीमार पड़ रहे तो उनको हेल्प करना. This entire responsibility was with one and only department called HR. So HR business partner was in true sense during those days. And there everybody felt a need that skill development is important. जो मुझे आता है शायद उतना काफी नहीं है. HR also ensured that if sitting at a home, plant is off, काम चल नहीं रहा है, business नहीं है, how to keep people engaged is a challenge. Okay. So this is the function where you yourself need to grow. When Vedai says that she want to be a trainer or an L&D manager, because I can speak well doesn't mean that I can be a good trainer. I need to have that sufficient content with me. And for that, we need to have a continuous upgradation also. And as you upgrade yourself, there are more chances that you will grow. And the industry as a whole is growing because of technology, because of AI, and because of the challenges being faced in the organization. You as an HR can make an impact on individual. Great earning potential. Again, this is one segment where you have all the possibilities of being an employer, being an employee, being a freelance, being a consultant, being an expert in a specific area, being a counselor, being a psychologist. Okay, depending on the organization, every organization has one or the other challenge. And every HR professional can be one or the other type of expert in the entire graph of HR operation. And so with your expertise, you have different earning potentials, whether employed, or as an employer or a self-consultant, anything. I think all this you discussed yesterday also, that what are the skill sets required for HR professionals. I think ma'am has already discussed a lot about it. So if there is anything from yesterday's discussion that you want to take up and speak, we can take it further. Otherwise, these are the skill sets required for, an HR professional. These are the add-on to what you already discussed yesterday.
Sir,
Those who are, Haji,
sir, I have a question. Like there is a certain position called POSH, POSH. That also comes under HR only, like ethical integrity. Does it come under ethical integrity, or POSH is a altogether different department?
POSH is a function in a prevention of sexual harassment at workplace. Okay, so any organization where there are female employees, or by any chance they are internal or external, there has to be one such committee that would look after any such incidents happening in the organization. Since it is a human function, human behavior, this will be a part of HR department. It is a specific function, it is not operational. तो ऐसा नहीं कि रोज ऐसे cases हो रहे हैं.
Committee setup.
Yes, so there is a committee, there will be ICC, there will be internal committee, which will consist 4, 5, 7 members of the organization. Depends on the size of the organization. Kitna diverse hai. And it will have a presence of external people also. Okay, so there is an internal committee that will be steering all such matters, and one of the member will be from an NGO, a senior female from a reputed part of the society. Okay,
and it is served for the welfare of both male and female, both if they suffer harassment, for both the welfare of male and female, because both can suffer harassment. Like, is it kind of that? I am not aware, no. But yeah, POSH is kind.
POSH as an act, it is for the prevention of sexual harassment of women at workplace.
Only, okay.
So that act is only for female employees, women, not employees, even women. So whether she is employee, whether she is a guest, whether she is visiting, whether she is a candidate come for an interview, whether she is a contract worker, anybody, any female in your premise or at a workplace, if feels so that she is being harassed sexually, so how to handle such matter, that is what the responsibility of POSH. And since it is connected with human, therefore it is governed by Human Resource Department.
Right, sir.
Okay, again it is a specialized function. Major areas of POSH is redressal of the complaint, spreading awareness. So when you say male and female, for male it is important to understand what this act is. Okay.
Sir, I would like to add up something on this, if you would let me.
Yeah, Vadi.
Okay. So in my organization, even we have POSH committee, and I'm one of the committee member on POSH. And POSH committee, which our office has, there is an external member also. It is a POSH committee rule that there has to be an external member who has to be a government official, right? So we have a lawyer. That is what I was told. I might be wrong over here, but he has to be related to law. So we have a lawyer who is an external member for us. And last year, it was prevention of sexual harassment for women. But when this year she took when she took a seminar for us, she goes to each and every unit of Sarovar Group of Hotels and she takes a seminar. So hamare yahan pe, when she came for the seminar, she said that there is an updation on this. Now it is prevention of sexual harassment at workplace for every employee. So the harassment can be on anyone at workplace. So any employee can come and approach the committee members if they are being harassed by manager or by by any guest or in harassment, it can be anything. Like it can be, personal grudges. If some manager is showing out a personal grudge because that employee must have not, agreed to what he has said, in personal grudges may he's making him work for extra hours and giving him bundle and bundle of works. So this is what the upgradation is, what she informed us. So I just wanted to know, is this for entire this thing, or is it only for it is only tailored for our organization?
No, when we say, I'm not aware if there is any amendment. I have not seen, I have not heard also, I have not read also that is there any amendment in the act. This act was 2013 Act, Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplace for Women. Okay,
Yes.
and I have not come across any amendment in this act. So
Okay.
I'll go through and I'll come back to you on this. But this act is explicitly for sexual harassment.
Correct.
So
Okay, it is
verbal
not for
or
the
any verbal kind of any unethical practices like demoting someone or like restricting someone's promotion, that is not under POSH.
that someone is female.
Hmm.
If that someone is a woman, then
All right.
okay. For men,
Otherwise,
this act,
altogether, if a man is facing, they can directly approach HR for the same if they are facing the same concern.
correct.
And is
Okay.
this POSH as a stable committee or it is made and dissolved when the case arises?
No. There is a stable committee. It remains for 3 years. After 3 years, you can change this. As Vaidev was saying, there has to be an external representation, not necessarily from the government organizations, but someone who is influential, who has the knowledge, who know what the POSH is, who has worked in such areas. There can be a social worker, there can be a lawyer, there can be someone retired government officer, because I don't know any working government professional would be a part of such ICC committee, but anyone retired who has worked in such areas, any welfare officer, any government welfare officer, lawyer, yes, any advocate can be a part of the committee. But yes, it has to be external, preferably a female, because the purpose is to have a neutrality. But at the same time, there should not be any, misjudgment and bias. Many times it happens that certain cases are baseless cases. Okay, but since a lady has, raised a complaint, man has to face. It happens many times. But if it is the other way around, like if your boss is a female, subordinate is a male, now she unnecessarily gives lot of work pressure, then it does not constitute any, POSH complaint. Then it's a regular grievance which can be, addressed to HR, beyond this ICC, out of the POSH, and then it can be handled in a different way. But POSH is purely for the sexual harassment. And
Otherwise,
what
sir,
all
in
things?
other round way, they can also directly go to the legal authorities to complain, I think in form of the same harassment.
Yeah, if it is, see, what is sexual harassment is defined in the act.
Of male or female, independently out of the office.
Sorry, आवाज नहीं आया सुन आपका.
The female yes,
audible नहीं है
voice
सुमन.
just broke. Screen just froze. Screen at my end. I am not.
आप रिकनेक्ट कर सकती हैं, आवाज क्लियर नहीं है. So meanwhile, POSH itself is a different subject. It needs expertise, but yes, it is a part of HR to manage, and specifically in the diverse organizations. where you have number of female employees working. It comes under HR's function.
Right, sir. I
This-
just lost internet.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
reconnected. Okay, Sarah, I got the point. I'll just go through it again then.
So in POSH, if it is a career choice, there are two areas wherein one can develop a career. One is as a certified POSH trainer. Every industry today is looking for such inputs. So the POSH trainer is a career. Second thing is as a committee member, ICC committee, that internal committee, you can be an external member to all such committees. There are mandates, there is process every quarter. You have to train people. The training is largely on the awareness of this act and largely for the male employees. Just to understand what this entire act is about. Okay, so any act of us can be considered as derogatory and can be considered as an obscene or nonsense by any female employee or any female working, any women working in the premise. It happens that sometimes a candidate, a female candidate, a women candidate coming for an interview files a case in POSH. वो तो आपकी एम्प्लॉय भी नहीं है, आपके आई इंटरव्यूअर के साथ मुझे ऐसी बातचीत हुई और फॉर विच शी फाइल्ड अ कंप्लेंट. अगर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन छोटा है, उनका खुद का कमिटी नहीं है, तो देयर इज अ लोकल कमिटी फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर लोकेशन headed by district magistrate, DM या SDM जो है आपके एरिया के. They are the chairman of that committee, and then you can go and lodge the complaint there. So there is a process how to do it, what to do it. In some other session we will discuss if the time permits.
Right.
Okay, can have an exclusive session on.
Sir, sir, I have one question, sir.
बोलिए.
So data fuzing is also come under unethical practices.
कौन सा?
Data fuzzing.
Data fudging is unethical. It is a
Data
fraud.
fuzzing, sir.
It is a fraud. It is a fraud. It comes under unethical services. Today, HR analytic is one of the booming area. But then, in the name of HR analytics, if you are sharing information, if you are leaking the data, if you are manipulating the information, okay, if you're sharing confidential information, so all these are unethical. It is termed as fraud. And the severest punishment in employment is termination. So this tantamounts to that punishment also. So data fudging is unethical for sure. आप जिस थाली में खा रहे हैं उसी में छेद कर रहे हैं. Okay, so these areas, as Anjan said, data fudging, as Suman and where they were talking about this prevention of sexual harassment, these are the areas which are intolerable. Any organization it may be. There will be severe and strict actions for anyone or whosoever is found guilty, irrespective of their position by and large in the big organizations. So as an HR professional, the skill set from the technical or operational, there are other areas where curiosity, then decisive thinking, influencing people, ethical and integrity and problem solver. These are the sublime skill sets for an HR professional. और ये सारे ऐसे जो बिहेवियर ट्रेट है, इसमें ऐसा कुछ है जो टेक्निकल है, पढ़ के सीखेंगे ऐसा नहीं है ना. क्यूरियोसिटी, इंटीग्रिटी, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग, थिंकिंग एबिलिटी, these are all behavioral traits. इसके लिए कोई MBA में कोर्स नहीं है कि क्यूरियोसिटी कैसे आनी चाहिए. That is it is within ourselves. अगर मैं एक फंक्शन में काम कर रहा हूँ तो उस फंक्शन में और क्या क्या पॉसिबिलिटीज है, ये अगर मेरे अंदर से नहीं आएगा तो मैं नहीं सीख पाऊंगा. The more you ask, the more you learn. Okay. So as an HR, if you are, if you have heard or read, stay hungry, stay foolish, कहीं सुना हो, पढ़ा हो, so stay hungry for growth and stay foolish for information and knowledge. curiosity, decisive thinking. These are some of the trait for HR. As such, it is for all the professions, but as HR ज्यादा है क्योंकि वो लोगों के साथ में connect होके काम करते हैं. So to ensure, ethical operations, to ensure discipline, to ensure, justice, to enforce law of land, to ensure law of natural justice, ये सब HR के functions हैं, HR के काम हैं. और बहुत कम चीजें ऐसी हैं जो लिखी है, बाकी सारी चीजें ऐसी हैं जो कॉमन सेंस है. आपको उस सिचुएशन में जाके रिजॉल्व करना पड़ेगा. हर चीज के लिए कायदा नहीं होगा, कायदा खाली डिस्प्यूट के लिए है. लेबर लॉज आर फॉर द डिस्प्यूट्स, बट अदरवाइज फॉर ऑल द डेवलपमेंट दीज आर ऑल कस्टमाइज्ड एंड टेलर मेड सॉल्यूशंस. आप जिस इंडस्ट्री में हैं, जिस सेगमेंट में हैं, वहां जो फिट होता है वो दूसरे के फिट होगा, नॉट नेसेसरी. यू मे नो द कॉन्सेप्ट, यू मे हैव द आइडिया, बट उसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हर जगह अलग अलग होगा. सो द वे यू ट्रेन इन सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग will be totally different from the way you train in hospitality. It will be totally different the way you train in manufacturing. It will be totally different the way you train in any other service industry. Type of people. अब सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग में जब सिखाते हैं तो आपके पास में सारे लोग ऐसे हैं जो पढ़े लिखे हैं. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में जो आते हैं तो आपके पास में ऐसे लोग हैं जो पढ़े लिखे नहीं लेकिन मशीन ऑपरेशन पे काम करते हैं. तो दोनों जगह आपका स्किल सेट अलग अलग होना चाहिए. Okay. So these are few things about HR as a function. The objective of HR, again, it is the prime objective is to ensure that your organization is not suffering because of any of the human resource related issues. चाहे उनका knowledge हो, चाहे उनकी availability हो, चाहे उनका conduct हो. That is the prime objective of human resource management. And therefore, it is now HR business partner, then HR as an operation. Scope, tremendous in all gamuts of HR operations. You have the scope from generalist to a subject matter expert. CHRO is an expert of all the areas. Head of talent acquisition is the head of recruiting, head of L&D is head of learning and development. So, lot of scope in all the areas of HR. Functions, you already read it yesterday. Need not repeat the things. We are also discussing the same thing. How you as an HR make a difference? You can make a difference to individual. As I said, impact matters. You make a difference on the organization level and you make the difference to the societal level. Okay, one area which we did not discuss so far in HR operations is corporate social responsibility, CSR. Okay, this is again a vertical under HR, which is giving back to society. तो जिसे 2013 में पॉश करके एक्ट मैंडेट करना पड़ा गवर्नमेंट को, looking into the cases of harassment at workplace for women employees. Similarly, government also mandated that every organization has to spend 2 to 3% of their profit for the social service, for the betterment of the society. So corporate social responsibility is another vertical that comes under HR, and how it can affect and impact the organization. The more CSR, the better employer you are. Tatas are known for their philanthropy. Birla, Reliance, you see, they have different charitable foundations. A lot of activities that they do for the society. May it be construction of community center, may it be helping schools, may it be donating resources, may it be developing an area in totality. In holistic development of people, society, all this comes under HR. So when you say societal level, lot of things we can do for the development of the communities around us. आप जिस सेगमेंट में हैं, आपने जहां भी आपकी इंडस्ट्री को सेटअप किया है, वहां के आसपास के लोगों के लिए आप क्या कर सकते हैं? You have unit for your own business, for your own growth, but then it is at the cost. आप environment को नुकसान कर रहे हैं, अपने वहाँ के local लोगों को employment का कुछ opportunity generate किया है, वहाँ के आजू बाजू की community के welfare के लिए कुछ कर सकते हैं. So that is again a very divine and specialized area of HR. So when we say individual, it is all training and development. When we say organization level, it is about people, availability of people with right skill set. When it comes to society level, what we are doing as an HR person for the society under CSR. Lot of areas as a HR career, and it is an impactful segment for the organization because this is the only function which works beyond manufacturing. कोई भी organization, what are the challenges, and how we as an HR help them? An organization which is operating in one vicinity, okay, want to expand, want to go beyond their, demographics. Suddenly there is a change in policy, and today, we are allowed to operate in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. So far, we had, no such experience of operation in Jammu and Kashmir, but because of changing, policies, आपको एक opportunity मिला कि आप वहां जाके आपका setup कर सकते हैं. या आप North India में operate कर रहे थे, you see that logistic is difficult for South India. There is a market to tap, and you go and you start a plant there. As an HR, or as a business, what could be the thought process? Today, I have a plant, I have a manufacturing setup in Gujarat. मैं कोई FMCG product बना रहा हूँ. I see that there is a potential in South India. There is a market existing. My reach is not there. है ना? Costing viability नहीं है, but potential है. So what is the first thought as a business?
To set up a business or set up a new branch over there.
Correct. So setting up a plant somewhere there. Okay. What is the strategy? How HR can help?
Recruitment, hiring, training, as per the demography of that location.
Correct. So the business decides that I want to set up a plant in Telangana because of the business policies. So far, I operated in Gujarat. पिछले 40-50 साल से मैं गुजरात में ऑपरेट कर रहा हूँ. Okay, I'm a good brand. I have a good market share. Now I'm expanding, and for expansion, as you said, that you can have a setup in another plant. Okay, in another state. So Telangana is a state where management says that we are going to set up a plant. What will be the strategy for the business? या जो owners हैं उनका क्या strategy होगा?
To understand the local government requirement first.
Perfect.
How to operate in that law of the land. That is to be first one.
Perfect.
Prepare a roadmap that how we are going to hire, how we are going to market the product, and from where we can get the good experienced people.
Perfect.
Market the
environmental clearance.
Environmental clearances. Perfect.
Sir, taste and preferences.
Sorry,
Sir, taste and preferences.
taste and
Preferences.
preferences. ये समझा नहीं मैं.
Land dispute, sir.
Okay.
So need to talk to like many of the companies, as I see that they used to do a public meets also.
Okay. Now, what is more challenging? The machinery or the other things which you said?
So the people around like where we are setting up that factory or something, so the people around like the political is also like it's a barrier kind of thing.
Correct. So the challenge is not in the operation, right? आप 50 साल से काम कर तो आपको पता है कि आपको बनाना कैसे, चीजों को कैसे बनाना है आपको पता है. Sales and marketing, you know, because you already assess the potential of that area and you know that your logistics cost will reduce. Therefore, you have decided to put up a plant. When you start a functioning of the plant, you can always move people from your existing plant who are in production, who are in supply chain, who are in finance and accounts. Okay, लेकिन दो फंक्शन ऐसे हैं जहां प्रेफर करेंगे आपको वहां का ही कोई आदमी मिले तो अच्छा है.
Recruitment, sales.
Yes, so that is HR and security, the administration. That you would prefer people from that area itself. For plant HR operations, your strategy can be fantastic at corporate level. But for the plant HR operations, you would prefer someone from that area because the challenges are not about how to manufacture, but challenges are how to get accommodated in that demography. Will I get people in that area for my manufacturing capacity? Will I be able to help them, in their basic requirements? Will I be able to retain people even if I hire? क्योंकि जितने भी नए साइट्स हैं, जितने भी नए लोकेशंस आते हैं जहां बिजनेस ग्रो करता है, इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज, by and large they are always away from the city or central places. So commutation, food, language, these are all the challenges for any business. Owner तो बोलेगा कि मैं I can invest thousands of crores in the plant and machinery, but to ensure that those investments are justified, major challenges for the human resources. And that is where your own skill set matters. Your own skill set counts. And that is where HR makes the difference. प्रोडक्शन वाला बोलेगा कि आप आदमी दोगे तो मैं बनवा दूंगा. But आदमी देना, आदमी ढूंढ के लाना, that is the challenge which HR faces. And with available resources, how to optimize your output is where HR makes a difference in the business. So HR as a function is more pro-business than an execution in today's context. Okay, there are various areas. There are trade union, there are business, there are industrial laws, there are labor laws to help and support. But eventually it is working with people, making people work for the organization, aligning them with the organization, and making the organization grow. That is the core function today of HR. And HR can make a significant, impact on business for sure. Baki, those who are pursuing HR as a career, they will learn all these areas within HR. And for others, they can always look up to HR for their own development. Okay, not monetary, but skill and competencies. Performance management, employment law, employer relation, talent management, organizational development, learning and development, and HR journalist. These are the areas, these are the functions within an HR. You can be an expert of any of this, or you know all of them to grow up in the hierarchy in the years to come. So that is it from my side in this basic orientation session. Those who will be pursuing HR, we will be connecting again on the topics and subject. For others, if there is any question, anything they want to understand or add on, you can still
Sir,
discuss.
just a question over here. Although we have been discussing HR even in the organizations also, but still I think HR is as a support function only. It's not a function that like a safety or a quality which can work independently or take decisions to counter the operations and all. So is it the right scenario, or what's your take on this? How it works?
आप अगर आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अगर एचआर फंक्शन को निकाल देंगे ना,
करेक्ट सर,
हमको लगता है ये सपोर्ट फंक्शन है. आप इस फंक्शन को अगर वहां से एलिमिनेट कर देंगे, आपका पूरा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बैठ जाएगा. Okay, it is supporting at the plinth. So it is a support function. It is supporting the plinth.
correct, yeah.
You know, so it is underrated area in an organization. आप किसी भी MRM रिव्यू में देखेंगे तो HR को सबसे कम स्लॉट दिया होगा और सबसे छोटा दिया होगा, सबसे आखिर में दिया होगा.
Yes, sir.
Also
Okay.
very underappreciated actually.
It is a thankless area that we start in the beginning
Totally
only. We
thankless.
discussed that this is an area which is always a thankless area because you cannot please everyone. That is for sure. है ना, अगर मुझे दाल फ्राई पसंद है तो आपको नहीं पसंद है, जिसको पसंद है वो खुश होगा, जिसको नहीं पसंद वो देगा क्या बनाते हैं कैंटीन में खाना यार, दाल फ्राई भी बनाने की चीज है, right? So you cannot please everyone, but we must understand that we are not there to please anybody. We are there to do our role. We are there to look into the organizational development. That's all. So as you said that HR is considered as a support function, yes, it is a support function, but it supports the plinth. न्यू में है वो, आप इसको डिस्टर्ब करेंगे तो पूरा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आपका चरमरा जाएगा. किसी के बिना काम रुकता नहीं है, लेकिन एफिशिएंसी मैटर्स, है ना.
Okay,
महाभारत में कृष्ण ने हथियार नहीं उठाए थे, लेकिन अगर वो नहीं होते तो पांडव जीत भी नहीं पाते, ये बात भी उतनी सच है. So though he was in a support role, but it was a critical role. So same thing is with HR. And today the emphasis is that every line manager should be an HR person per se. हर आदमी अपने साथ 15, 20, 25 लोगों को लेके काम कर रहा है, तो उसका अच्छा बुरा उसको पता होना चाहिए to get his work done, at ease. So I think I answered your question, Dheeraj.
yeah, sir. Yeah, right, sir.
Anything else? तो आपका संडे और ज्यादा बिगाड़े नहीं हो, आपकी और आपकी रोटी के बीच में मैं बीच में बैठा हूँ.
नहीं सर, अच्छा संडे सीखने मिलता है.
So feedback are always welcome. You can always suggest क्या अच्छा नहीं लगा, and you can always improve upon it. So in the beginning, those who will be taking HR, in the beginning, Archana madam will start the course, and later on there'll be topic distributed between me and her. So some of the areas I'll take up, some of the areas.
Noted, sir.
Okay, so thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, last time.